Hello everybody, so today pretty excited. I got my new fountain pen in the mail and this is going to be my first ever unboxing of anything video. So I've talked about a little bit here on my channel how I've recently gotten into fountain pens as I am trying to work on my handwriting, get back into writing cursive. I've been into journaling for quite a while now, but I really want to work on my penmanship. So I've been doing hours and hours of writing. I have fallen into the rabbit hole, if you will, of fountain pens. There are so many beautiful pens out there, and so far each one seems to have its own unique feel for writing. Each one has, depending on the nib size, has its own characteristics and, writes completely differently. And then on top of that, to make it even more addicting, there are a million inks out there that all flow different. Some have shimmer in them. Some kind of, have deeper colors when the ink pools up in certain spots depending on the nib. And it's an absolute rabbit hole and I have fallen deep inside of it. But anyways, that being said, this was pretty hard for me to find. I had to go on several different websites to get this pen with a fine nib. This is the Sailor Cylint Patina. It's a new pen for Sailor. I believe they've been out with the Cylint here for a little bit. I don't know exactly how long, but it is a relatively new model for them. And from what I've heard, it is not the same as the Pro Gear or the 1911 or any other model. It is its own model. So I'm pretty excited about this pen. I'm gonna go ahead and unbox it and then we'll talk about the actual build of the pen itself and why I got the fine tip. So let me take this thing out of the package here. I'm probably gonna move the camera so you guys can see the box a little better, but let's take a look inside. So first thoughts, very nice box. Really like that. I gotta kind of hide these boxes from my daughter because these boxes, all these fountain pen boxes are so neat that my kids just want to take them and they want to use them for all their little toys and stuff, which I guess is better than having them sit on a shelf. But so let's see, we got a nice little, this could make a really good little bookmark. Really like that, it's pretty neat. So I don't know if I can get that in focus for you. So I like the packaging. This is really neat how they have it kind of in there on this cardboard. The cleaning cloth. And I have a feeling I know why they give this to you. I'll explain that in just a minute here. Let's see. Looks like we have some information on the model itself. Some literature on how to fill the pen. And we have cartridge converter. Get that to focus for you. So we'll be needing that. And then they give you a few cartridges. So let's put this back in here for now. All right, so the pen. First off, before I even open it, I can tell I really like the weight of this. Has a nice heft to it. I like heavy pens, so. Beautiful. All right, so let's talk about this pen. So this is the Sailor Cylint Patina. And it's named quite correctly because they actually use brass that's been oxidized and mix it in with the resin. And that's how they form this pen. So every pen is unique. It all has this very neat, I don't know why this camera can't focus here, but there we go. So they all have a unique look. None of them are ever going to be the same. Gives it that really cool oxidized metal look. This is all gold trim. I believe it's a 21 karat nib. Yeah, 21 karat gold nib. And I got this in fine. Now the reason I bought this in fine is because, like I said, I got into this fountain pen, sorry. I got into this fountain pen gig by buying a Visconti Rembrandt S. Really awesome pen, really love that pen. And from there quickly wanted a finer pen because I got that in medium, and what I've heard online, and it seems to be true now that I have a few pens, is that the European nib sizes are actually a little bit more broad than the same size in like a Japanese pen. So I wanted a super fine writing pen because I tend to write very small in my journal. So I ended up getting the Pro Gear, the Sailor Pro Gear, with an extra fine nib. And even though there was a lot of warnings about you really shouldn't do that unless you're kind of experienced with fountain pens, because you can tear paper and it's got its own unique feel that feels like a pencil and you may or may not like it. I just wanted to try it, so I got one, and I love that pen, but I feel like there's times where I'm gonna want something in between a medium and the extra fine, but I didn't want to get a European fine because I felt like it wasn't going to be fine enough for me. So I ended up getting this one, and I really liked the look of the oxidized brass. I can't get it to focus again. There we go. So I really like that look. I think the gold really goes great with it. And I already know I like the fine nib from Sailor, so I can imagine the extra fine. So I can imagine the fine is going to be just as nice, but a little bit broader. And I think it's going to be kind of the perfect happy medium for my journaling. Not that I don't like the extra fine. I do like that it's a very unique feel. I used that pen for hours already, and I really do enjoy it. I actually used it last night. So what's really great about these fine and extra fine Sailor nibs that I've found so far is that it really helps you see the actual shape that you're making with your letters. When you use a broader nib, the ink actually flows, out of where you actually made your actual line. So you can't actually see 100% how you're forming your letters, because depending on the paper and how much it absorbs the ink or the ink flow, it's just going to change your letters a lot more than a fine nib. A fine nib is going to show you exactly where you're laying your letters down, and it really helps you practice in small print cursive. It really helps you see if you're actually making the shapes of the letters correctly. It gives you the definition of the letters. You can really tell. Sometimes when you're using that broader nib, it tends to make certain letters look similar to other letters like I's and E's, and depending on how broad it is, even some other letters can even a C could kind of look like an E. So these finer nibs, they really help you kind of define the letters and actually work on your penmanship. So that's one thing I'm really trying to do, and I do like to use a very small lined paper in my journal. So these finer nibs are perfect for that. I'm really excited to get this inked up. I'm actually going to do it right now, I'm going to use this Diamine Winter Miracle is what it's called. I got this sample. Now, I can't remember online if this is a shimmer or not. If it is, I probably shouldn't be putting it in this fine nib pen, but just holding it up to the light and letting it kind of drain down the barrel, I am not seeing any type of glitter or shimmer in there, which I have seen on the other samples I got that are shimmers. So I don't think it is. I think it's just a really nice purple. So, and if this doesn't flow very well, I'm just gonna take it out, and I have a bunch of the Sailor, I think it's Magno, is how you say it, Magno. I have a bunch of those inks that I will go ahead and fill this up with, but I'm gonna start with this. I really wanna see what this color looks like, and I really wanna write with this pen. So I'm gonna do this off camera because I absolutely suck at filling fountain pens still. I get it all over my hands. I use like a million napkins. Still practicing that. I've only been at this for about a month now, so I'll shut the camera off. I'll get this cartridge all filled up. It's got a cartridge converter. Technically, you're supposed to put this on the pen and then fill it from the nib, but I might, just because of how low the ink is in this sample, I'm not gonna actually be able to get the nib in there far enough to suck this up, so I'm probably gonna suck it directly into the converter, put this back on the pen, and then get the ink flowing, and then I'll come back and I'll do a writing sample for you. So far though, first unboxing impressions, this is an absolutely beautiful pen. And yeah, I haven't even held it in my hand yet. Again, this is my first unboxing video, so not great at it, but that feels really nice. I haven't written with it yet, that's the big test, but it seems pretty balanced. The weight all seems to sit like right towards the front side. I can't even see here. So the weight seems to sit like right there, the main weight. I guess we'll kind of see how that feels when I'm writing. I do like it though, I like heavy pens. I don't like the light plasticky feel. So I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna get this thing filled up. I think you can post this. Yeah, it does post. To me, that feels way too back heavy, but you could do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this up. We'll be back with a writing sample in just a minute. Okay, I'm super excited. This might sound stupid to you, but look at my hands. Not a drop of ink on them at all. And I just filled that pen. That is a first for me. I am so excited about that. And now we're gonna go on to this writing sample. So let me move the camera so you guys can see the page, and we'll get right into it. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this writing sample. One thing, I just did a pretty hard CrossFit workout with some pretty heavy deadlifts, a lot of grip strength required, and now my hands are pretty shaky. So it's definitely probably gonna show up with the fine nib in my writing, but we'll just kind of go for it here and see what it looks like. So definitely right off the bat, much less scratchy than my extra fine, so that's a nice thing. It's definitely a lot smoother. Cylint, not spelled like silent. And then it's a patina. Okay. Nib is a fine. Like a right fine. Struggling here. And then, let's see, what kind of ink we using here? Ink is the Diamine. That's how you spell their name. And so we have the ink as Diamine Winter Miracle, which on this paper does not really look purple to me. It looks almost like a blackish brown kind of color, but that's probably just the paper. I don't know how they do these things. This is my first time actually making these. It is purple. A little bit of flex, but I wouldn't push this too hard. So overall, I really like this pen. I really like the weight of it and how it sits in my hand. It's like the perfect size. So I don't know if I can back the camera up here a little bit, but it sits very nicely in my hand. And I really do like the weight and how balanced it is. It feels really nice. I do think that if you were to post it, it would be too heavy on the backside, but I guess that's kind of your preference, whatever you like. It's a really pretty pen. I really like the gold with the brass patina. It looks really nice. So, all right, so to wrap this up, again, that was my first pen review and my first, I'd say, product review ever. So hopefully that went okay for you guys. But this is, again, the Cylint Patina by Sailor. Absolutely beautiful pen in person. It feels very solid in your hands. It feels very well made. I'd say probably the perfect weight for a pen. When it's posted, it's definitely back heavy. If you like to write like that, go ahead, but for me, it's just too heavy and I feel like it would definitely interfere with my writing, so I'm just gonna put that aside when I'm writing. It does fit very, very well in my hands. I have probably on the larger size of medium hands for a man, so it does fit very well. And I really enjoyed that quick little writing I did with it. I can't wait to journal with it tonight and see how this thing does after a couple months of writing. And then I'll come back, probably do another review once I've written with this thing for many hours and tried many different inks through it. But I can't imagine that my experience is gonna get worse. It's probably only gonna get better with this pen. So definitely a pen that if you have it in your budget to get, I would get it. I don't know how long Sailor's gonna have these around because it kind of is a unique color. I'm not sure if they're considering it a special edition or not, but already it's selling out, I can tell you that, because I had to go to 4 different websites, I think, to find one that had this and find, actually 2 of those sites didn't even have any of these, but one of them had it in fine, which is what I wanted, so I was able to get it. I think from the sites I was seeing, this is anywhere from like mid 500s to 650, depending on where you buy it right now. And again, it's hard to find, so I doubt they're gonna go on sale anytime soon, but I would grab one. This is a phenomenal pen, and I really do enjoy, just holding it in my hand and that quick writing I did. So I'm pretty excited to put some hours into this thing in my journal. But yeah, again, my first review. I can review my other pens if you folks would like to see that. My channel is not really based on any type of product reviews. This is just a sobriety channel and me going through my fitness changes and all that kind of stuff. But I really enjoy high quality stuff. That's kind of my downfall in life, I guess, is I really like quality and luxury items. So it can be expensive, but but that's what I like. So I'll probably be doing more reviews on the nice things that I like between pens and guns and snowboards and all the things that I enjoy doing, with my life, fishing gear, that kind of stuff. So pens is just gonna be one of those things, and unfortunately I've fallen down that rabbit hole, so I'm sure I will be getting some more pens here in the near future. So if you want to hear about some more pens, I will do some reviews on the ones that I have. I have the Sailor Pro Gear in an extra fine. I have the Visconti Rembrandt S in a medium. And I also have the Visconti Crystal Dream in a fine. And I do, believe it or not, have a Pelican M1000 on the way that I'm pretty excited about because I've heard great things about those nibs. So quite a few pens that I can review for you. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see them. And I'll see you on the next video here. Thanks for watching, everybody.